to table.
Okay.
So what else are you growing?
Oh.
I never have been able to grow a cruciferous vegetable.
Oh, what?
They don't like me.
Yeah, that's,
Where you gotta get, that's where you split it.
Yeah.
and like peas.
That's your best.
Oh, but mine were really late, but they're flowering out now. They look happy.
Any word on Bill?
I haven't heard from him.
All right, we'll wait a minute.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting B on there in the new business.
Yes, sir.
Nothing easy to say.
Yeah. That's great. This one like that. It's killed pretty good.
It's been interesting because we met working in hospice, and so there's been some full circle to on that journey.
Nice.
Mom, and from a very different vantage point, and and then all the
I like that.
It's like-
Don't like me.
there's no, so
Only played it a couple times. He didn't like me very much
You
either.
don't like me.
My kids told me I should be a professional.
I'm sure you're.
Because you know that 16th green
It
has
was like the
like
best
Right.
last opportunity to say what the professional about this person. The last thing
They
you
put you in on that 17th.
forever. A unique opportunity
She let us come in there.
to frame this person's life.
Yeah.
I'm not planning to do any more. It's easy when somebody.
Oh.
What's
Not
the
easy.
bread?
I couldn't do it for strangers. I don't know.
It just sounds good.
Not enjoyable, and yet there is something rewarding.
It was super gratifying. I thought, the world will know about this person when I choose to tell them.
To be the curator.
Yeah.
Great.
I guess we're
Well, let's go ahead and start the meeting then. Bring the meeting to order.
All right. Excuse me. We'll have our usual welcome, pledge of allegiance, invocation, moment of silence, announcements from Mayor Sobel, and then our ethics statement. We do have a couple of proclamations for this meeting, Pride Month proclamation, and then a proclamation for our outgoing town attorney, Ron Sneed. We miss greatly.
I just overheard you should be happy to write the obituary.
I'd be.
I wasn't talking about it. I was just gonna tell you acts of Christ on my.
And then we'll have citizen comments, first option, and then communications. We'll have our Recreation Commission annual report, our Metropolitan Sewerage District annual report from Bob Watts, and our fire department annual report. Consent agenda will be adoption of minutes. Item B is going to be an approval, if the council is okay with it, memorandum of understanding for Mountain Heritage Trout Waters. This is something kind of neat that's through the North Carolina Wildlife Agency, where folks can fish Mountain Heritage Trout Waters. And we're not the only town that does this. There's a number of other towns that do this in the western part of the state. Folks that are of a certain age or veterans, they get discounts. It's a cheaper license to buy essentially. But we think this could be something kind of we can start capitalizing on some of our streams here, fishing.
We'll never see you again.
I already fished these streams now.
Oh,
I'm not gonna change anything for
Me
me.
too.
Unofficial that.
And then we're gonna do a budget amendment for insurance proceeds from just a couple of different issues we've had. I think it was a car accident. We've had a couple other issues with some insurance. So we're gonna make sure we get those put in the budget as revenues. 6 will be your citizen comments, second opportunity. Don't have unfinished business on this agenda. For new business, we've got direction for, we need some direction for short-term rental regulations. I know we've talked about this before a couple times, maybe more than a couple times, but I think the planning board is getting ready to embark on this section of the new UDO. So we want to give some direction to them from the council side on what you guys would like to see in those short-term regulations. Item B is discussion of potential purchase for expansion of public parking lot. I think most everybody knows what this is. This is the parking lot, the public parking that's town-owned down there below the railroad tracks in the old SunTrust, close to the old SunTrust Bank there.
Josh, could we have a list of all the parking lots that the town actually owns versus the ones that we have agreements shared space with? And if, I don't know if this is possible, this might be too big of an ask, but also roughly how many spots are in each of those?
I don't think that's too much to ask. I think we've got that down already.
I'm wondering if a map might be
Probably got that
more
down.
effective or color coded, both. Cool.
Could we do a 3D?
Absolutely.
This is the
We can definitely
comedic
get you
relief
the
I needed.
information and the matches. I think we got that.
We can give you a set of glasses.
The next item, 8C, is ordinance amendment to the ARPA grant project. This is just, as we've talked a bunch of different times about the ARPA money, this is, putting the ARPA money back into the general fund where we've spent that money on salaries. So it's just moving the money back into general fund from that grant project ordinance. D, fire apparatus bid approval. This one is where we're going to get a little squirrely, and I'm sorry to do this, but I am probably going to ask that this gets, that y'all don't approve any of these bids for these fire trucks. Reason I'm saying that is we're having a hard time trying to figure out how we're going to do financing for these or pay cash for these. And I'll let John talk to you in just a minute, but really what we've come upon as of the past week or so is a demo vehicle, a demo truck that meets essentially everything we need for a cheaper price. What I'm recommending, and I think John and the fire department are okay with this, is that we look at purchasing that truck and then push this bill out a little longer. That's gonna be my suggestion. John, do you want to say anything about that real quick?
Yeah, just, if you look at those bid tabs, I believe that were sent to you, I mean, you saw the cost. It is, and it's not getting any better. Also looking at interest rates and total cost for, get my notes ready for you, sorry. But several factors that I've been looking at is not just the interest rates, but total borrowing cost factors. So, an interest rate, just because we get a cheaper interest rate doesn't necessarily mean we're going to save money. So there's other factors in play, as most people know, with fees, costs, payment timing, interest rate gimmicks and whatnot, payment frequency. So that's more stuff that me and the manager would really need to look into. But the one truck that we are looking at, that's a demo truck, does meet the needs of the community and fits the fire tactics for the protection area. It'd be greatly appreciated if we can move forward with that.
I think that the interesting thing about the demo truck is, and not to put it too simple for you, but it's kind of like Legos. So this truck manufacturer, essentially you can upgrade this thing 5 times.
5 lifetimes of.
5 lifetimes.
Well,
And so you're not buying a new truck, essentially, you're upgrading the existing truck. And of course, it gets the stamp of approval every time it's upgraded for warranty work. But the chassis is there, so you're not having to buy that $400,000 chassis, because you've got it. You're upgrading the other pieces of the truck as needed, which is completely new.
And if
It's
the
a new idea, which sounds real interesting to me.
And if the chassis gets to the point where it's met its lifespan, then they can take the body of the fire truck
And
off
set it
and put it
on
on
the
the
truck.
chassis. And not only that, later on, they can reconfigure, like as new technologies come out, they can actually reconfigure the truck and giving you a sense of thinking about Legos. They can sit there and just reconfigure the compartments. Long-term investment, I think that would be a smarter move for the town, especially since we were looking at some of the figures that this particular manufacturer is showing us. And what did he say? How many years? We would save almost 50% of the cost of a new truck.
Correct.
I can't remember the time frame that he gave us. But not only that, it will lower, the way this truck is manufactured, it will lower the maintenance cost because access to the parts of the motor and the parts of the pump are accessible. And the way the panels are, you can take panels of the truck off to where the mechanics can get into it. Another benefit is this particular manufacturer has already partnered with Valley Truck as to be the local service center. So Kevin over there has already agreed to that part. So we're also using a local business as the service center. So there's a lot of benefits that I believe would benefit the town both financially and tactically for us.
So with that being said, this, it's a demo truck, however, that doesn't mean it's gonna be around for long. So if we want this truck, we're gonna have to put a down payment for this truck.
So just to get straighten me out, the information that you're asking that we not consider this information that we were previously.
We'll just say we're gonna reject those bids.
Okay, so and then are we gonna have new information to consider about this vehicle on Monday?
Yes, we can go.
Yes.
Okay, so,
So you'll have the cost and all of that stuff for us to look at.
Yes.
And when you spoke the other day in the budget meetings, you were asking about, or you mentioned that one of the trucks we were looking at is kind of like a placeholder truck, couldn't service some of our mountain roads from here. This truck could, or?
Yes.
So these folks have agreed to already do changes to this truck to make it compatible for the town. And it's gonna be under $700,000, which is very good.
So what we've got then is that right now we have 3 trucks. Just like when I was coming back from Swananoa, 2 of them going out. And that's usually your protocol, right? Is to send 2.
Depends on the call.
Well, yeah. But I mean, usually send 2 trucks.
Not necessarily to a fire alarm, yes.
Yeah,
but that's
fire.
required. Yeah, fire, yeah, any fire, all of our, two engines have to.
And so now what we have is that we have 3 fire trucks. That we have in our inventory,
You have 3 engines?
3 engines.
So yes, we have 4 engines. We've got one up at Station 3, we've got one at Station 2, and then we have 2 at Station 1. With one of them being
We're Station 3.
Station 3
Laurel Ridge.
and Laurel Ridge in the East Bond District.
but one of those was ancient.
That is ancient, Station 3.
Yeah.
So the 3 trucks that we have here, that is within the city limits of Black Mountain, is what we need in the city limits.
Yes, we have our 2 frontline trucks, and then that 3rd truck is a reserve if one of those other trucks is out of service.
Okay.
So that way we're
If I
never,
remember, I don't have the notes here, but there's other 2 trucks. Seemed like it was like E4 was like, what, a 2015? and
That's
E42 was
17, that's the
2000.
newest one.
yeah,
E4.
yeah, engine 4 is the frontline truck at Station 1 downtown.
And these trucks, once we get, basically, it's a 20-year lifespan as far as Department of Insurance goes.
I
Yes.
think that's right.
Yes.
Okay. So both of those, what is the 3rd truck? How old is the 3rd truck?
I didn't.
How was the third truck?
How old is the third?
How old? Just-
And then,
So, so the one, just, the one at Laurel Ridge in East Buncombe is the 1984. Engine 45 is a 2012. Engine 4 is 2017, and engine 42 is a 2004. That's the one at Station 2, is engine 42.
42 is over there, and that's the one this demo would be replacing.
Yes,
Okay. And that engine then could then go over to Station 3
yes.
to upgrade
And then we
it.
sell
Sell
the
the
one at Station 3 that's up there now. So eventually,
So we would have the vehicles that meet the requirements of the Department of Insurance for at least the next 6-7 years.
Yeah, that one you said is 2012, so that's about 2032.
the thing is engine 45 is, so that, when that was purchased, it's only a 2-man cab. We run 3-man engine companies. So a lot of these trucks that we're trying to also replace does not meet the current tactical requirements on how we fight fire today.
But
We do have
two
trucks.
trucks.
Yes,
So we do have 2 trucks
that meet the requirements, and if we purchase this one, then we'll have 3 trucks that we have. And then essentially moving on, there is a plan, so we actually have more trucks than we need at this point with the staffing model that we have moved to a few years ago. So we're able to eventually, as we move along and replace these trucks, get rid of what we don't need.
Biggest thing is that we're going to need to really consider this, not only now, but for several years.
Well, yeah, this one, you got a 2-year, almost a 2-year process for it. So-
And so then this, if we get this demo, then we're set.
We're set for a little while, yes. Only because unfortunately, when it comes to the maintenance cost, that 2017, when it was designed, it was a poor design. So the water manifold that's attached to the pump that, gives us water. That thing, since I've been here, like when I first got here, I didn't see that truck. It wasn't even here, and I didn't see it for the first 3 months of my employment here because it was in the shop, and they had to actually fabricate a new manifold. But what it is, it's just the way it was designed. Every time it goes around a curve or whatever, the body twists naturally in the vehicle. It cracks that manifold because it was just a really poor design. So that truck, it's just.
Thanks. Sounds good.
So,
Electric trucks will be here soon.
At this rate, yeah, we'll probably get one.
lastly, on the new business, we have a traffic policy. This is something, I know Councilmember Hay had asked me to do. And I forgot it for a couple months, so I apologize, but it is on this month's agenda. It's pretty straightforward. Really what we get at with this is when we're doing any kind of thing with traffic, like the one-way street issue we had a few months ago, we're gonna let those folks know, and we've got that spelled out in there, how we're gonna do that in the policy. That way there's no more surprises for folks. 9 will be a public hearing, which we don't have, and then communication from town attorney and myself, and I would like to add a closed session to this agenda as well.
Are we gonna do the closed session at the beginning or the end?
So we talked a little bit to the attorney today. How would y'all, can we do how do you feel about one at the beginning of the meeting?
You're saying this is the one I'm not involved in?
That's correct.
You can tell me more.
Thanks for your advice.
The only
Feeling
reason, I
results
think the
here.
only reason it's been done at the end of the meeting is everybody is about to leave anyway.
That's true.
But you have it early on and it's posted that way, it should be followed. And you're not expecting to run a couple hours.
I wouldn't think it would be,
But when you hold it, it's total discretion of the board.
well, why we do it at the beginning, is that what you're asking? I don't know that there's a reason to, besides just not making those people wait through the whole meeting to do the closed session with the attorney.
I think we could stay with the end, just let them know that's when it's gonna be.
And I'm not saying a word about the length of this agenda because every time I do that, we're here for 4 hours. So I was asked that question today and I said, I'm not saying a word about it. So let's just leave it at that. And that'll be it for your, June agenda.
Anybody got anything else?
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. If not, meeting adjourned.
Late we
Oh, we
vote,
need to
we're
approve
supposed to vote.
Gotta approve.
We got
I keep forgetting.
a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We're done. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.